on this morning? Frank all the time.
Okay, Greco, she says she is typing. And
I'll be
macros.
able to see you. Give me a moment. Okay, I believe we stopped off at 10-4 copy. So basically, 10-4 copy, prime example, if you look in chat, Jeffrey just told me, he was like, I'm going to the tuning shop to line. It's okay. And make sure you throw your macro currently busy. So when he threw a macro currently busy, I put 10-4 copy, meaning that
You acknowledge.
okay, right, because he can head on to the tuna. Situation, just to make a long story short, I was actually headed to the tuning shop, leaving the garage. Okay, I was kicking the bobo with Chief, and Chief was talking about my car. So I said, "All right, don't worry about it, Chief. I'll be right back. I'm just going to the tuning shop." I didn't even make it to the tuning shop. By the time I bent the corner to make it to the tuning shop, they had tased me out of my vehicle and they shot me dead in the street. And I was currently busy. So I was handling business. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't even get a chance to throw my officer down macro. So it's different scenarios and situations. That's why we do this class. I know it's the longest class, but it's the class that actually jails or jails the action that you're gonna do in the street together. So it's important. Okay. So 10, when he put in 10-6, I put in copy. That means okay. Okay. Anytime we do radio checks, and they, instead of you miking up, you're gonna put in 10-4 copy. Okay. Okay, so the next one is gonna be currently busy. Prime example, Jeffrey messaged me separately and he was like, the lioness, can I go to the tuning shop? Yeah, you can go to the tuning shop. Go ahead and put in 10-6, currently busy, and proceed on about doing your business run. You can visit your business. You can visit tuning shop, the character shop. If you want to go over to the coffee shop, you can. You can go to your house, anything. Put in 10-6 currently busy. That means you're actually still um technically clocked in, but you're on business run. Okay. Big is, can you put on the next one? So 10-7 means out of service. That means you're clocked out for the day. You're clocked out from your duties. And you may be returning back to your home. You may be going to just leaving the server completely. So when you put in out of service, you're going to log out of the server completely. Okay.
I think it was Franco, or could have been someone else, but yeah.
Okay, so the next one is in service. That means basically you're coming in to work. You're coming in to perform your duties. You're coming to do your 10-12s. You're coming to do your mission patrol, your contraband searches. You're coming in to just clock in for the day. Okay, the next one is 10-10, which is a fight in progress. Let's just say, for example, Big Ace was a civilian and you witness a fight in progress. You can put in fight in progress because you know fight gonna lead in the gunplay. So we put that in and let everybody know in PD that there's a fight in progress. Make sure your body cam is running and you can proceed to, if they're gonna role play, you can proceed to kind of de-escalate the situation, find out what's going on, and hash it out. Okay.
And obviously I should probably put in the 1020 and 1032s if needed.
No, don't add anything to your macro list. I'll tell you that. Because it's gonna confuse you. If we put in a 1032, it's gonna confuse us. And it's gonna confuse you because we don't have that macro add in. Is that correct, Franco?
I am.
Yeah, we have
Oh, yes.
1032.
Copy.
Because obviously it's going to be a 2-on-1 situation. If they decide to turn on me, I'm going to need assistance.
You're gonna need the macros that you keep explaining because it makes sense what you're saying in a different situation, calling out the codes. Now, I've never seen a fight in progress, and I've never had to need backup needed on a fight in progress because I've never witnessed one. So I'm gonna just be completely honest with you. Okay, usually they're shooting. There's no fighting. They're shooting, and even if traffic stop, they punch the car. Sometimes that's a fight in progress. So if they hit your personal the actual PDV cruiser, that's a fight in progress. Okay, traffic stop.
Come on, meet me.
Okay, so a traffic stop is basically, like I said, you pulled over a vehicle and you're performing a traffic stop, just like how we did in PD1 down in the garage. That's exactly what you will do. You will let everybody know, you'll let dispatch know. That's the important thing, that you're in a traffic stop. Because they're gonna go through the role play with you of you being the officer out in the field and dispatch as well. You're gonna role play your role play. Next one is shots fired. So you can be driving past in your vehicle, doing a ride along solo, and give me one moment. Shots fired. As you can see, prime example in chat. Tony was putting up the macro shots fired, and Jeffrey responded as what's your 20. So he thought he was out there in the field and he heard shots, and that wasn't the case. Okay, but they will respond. People, we will respond. Shots fired. What's your location? Because we're actually coming out there anyway before you can even put up backup needed. A lot of us are actually out there. They see it, they coming. Okay, suspect in custody and route to PD. So basically it means that you actually placed violations on them, read them their rights, did a pat down, and now you have the suspect in the back of your cruiser and you're en route to PD to place them in jail. Ten 20, what's your location? So basically, what is your location on the map? If you're in a active hostile situation, or even if you're doing a traffic stop, what's your location? The next one is going to be 1022, which is disregard. And you accidentally hit the macro button twice. You're going to put up that disregard just to disregard that macro completely. 1023 has arrived on scene. That means you have now arrived on the scene of the crime, the scene of the accident. During a wanted mission, you're gonna let everybody know in chat that you have arrived on the scene. Suspect detained. So that means basically you can detain a suspect. And I'm just gonna confirm with Franco. So you can detain a suspect. Let's just say, for example, you ask them for their ID, just to do like a ID check, okay? And they're being insubordinate and they're not following the rules, and they're not listening to what you're saying. You can actually detain them to hold them in place, okay? And you can continue on with role play if they would like to role play. 10-6 is gonna be currently busy. No, saying what? Oh, saying I'm sorry. So big 1027 ID check and 1029 warrant check. So basically, when you're in the traffic stop, like how we did it downstairs, you would for their license and their ID to do an ID and warrant check with dispatch. If it comes back clean, you proceed to let them know. Let's just say if you're doing a traffic stop, you're gonna issue them a citation. And then that's how you do that. Now, let's just say, for example, because when we do PD2, you're gonna run the ID and license check, and then it's gonna come back on it. Okay, that's when you will call up for backup is needed, and you proceed with that action. Wanted, you know what it means. It's just simply, if we're on a wanted mission, you are with 5 other vested officers, yourself makes 6. We're doing technically a wanted mission. So basically, we're going to go find the civilian that actually has. I've seen one on there with 23 violations, and we can go downstairs into the jail, step into the yellow circle that says wanted, and pick one from the wanted list and go and do a wanted mission. Backup needed. In a hostile situation and it's getting too overwhelming, call for backup. Shots get fired, call for backup. That's and we will then proceed to tell you 1020 what's your location. We'll head to your location for backup is needed. Okay, requesting inmate transportation. For example, if you're at HP and your car kind of despawns out, your cruiser, you would submit or you would put in macro requesting inmate transportation. Franco or Big Ace or myself would ask you what's your location. You would say HP. We will come and bring you a cruiser, and we will take the suspect back in custody. Okay. Shootout in progress. So basically, you can be doing a 10-12, a ride along, and you witness shootout in progress. You put shootout in progress. Franco will put in what's your location. Big Ace will put in what's your location. Let them know your location, and we will head to the scene with you. Okay, that's basically like a backup needed macro. Hit and run. Hit and run is basically if you witness a civilian getting hit by another vehicle and they kept going, you can then, if you would like, we suggest if you want to get the role play in, do in pursuit, which is a 1080. Okay, you can pursue that suspect that hit the civilian. Okay. Armed suspects is just to let everybody know that there are armed suspects on the premises. There's armed suspects. Let's just say we're at the bar with an event and they're coming and they're armed. You can let everybody know that we have armed suspects and backup needed and perform the action. In pursuit 1080. So like I said, the hit and run. If you watch a civilian get hit by a motor vehicle, you can go on and do the 1080 and hawk them down. It's in pursuit. You're letting everybody know that you're in pursuit of an accident or in pursuit of a suspect that committed a crime. Okay, so en route is basically when you're in that hostile situation, you witness a hit and run, and you say, put in the 1020, what's your location? We can say Venice Beach, and then what we will respond with is en route to your actual location. Okay, so we're coming. 10-100 is officer down. Officer down means simply, the officer got shot in the line of duty. Officer down. Supervisor needed. This is when the player, civilian, or even the ones that's even locked up in the jail downstairs asks for a supervisor. We can put in lobby chat supervisor needed, and they will proceed to ask us what's our location, and we let them know, and they'll be to us. Okay, step out of the vehicle with your hands up. Don't run or reach for anything, or force may be used. You're just letting the civilian know. Please step out of the vehicle with their hands up. This is usually happens on a wanted mission as well. We just let them know, please don't move. Don't make any sudden movements or lethal force will be used if you don't comply. Okay, this is the one down in PDG. We were telling you to add hand citation for civilian to sign. Once the traffic stop is completed. Once the citation is completed, or the traffic stop is completed, and you hand them the citation, you're going to also instruct them to sign the bottom of the citation with /do sign. And then when you see the sign and they actually put it in the chat, you would then proceed to say, okay, thank you so much, and let me make it back to my vehicle. So once I make it back to my vehicle, you are now free to go. Okay. But you also would throw that macro before you when they leave off, you put scene clear. You proceed to head back to PD or continue your right wrongs. This one is you have warrants for your arrest, no sudden movements. Basically, it's on a warning mission. Even if you did a traffic stop and they came back wanted, you would throw this macro. You would have warrants. You have warrants for your arrest, no sudden movements. Now you're gonna perform a arrest because they have warrants. Okay, put the weapon away now or force will be used. This is the West Coast State Police Department. So basically, they're in a public place and they have a weapon out, throw this macro to let them know that if they do not put the weapon away, force will be used. Shut the car out, drop the keys out the window for me, please. That's basically when you put the macro, pull over and turn your engine off, put your hazard lights on, and keep your hands on the wheel. If they did not obey that command, you can put that macro up to let them know to shut the car off, drop the keys out the window for me, please. Okay. And the last one is going to be first and final warning. Leave the area now, or you will be charged with a 1.7 and a 3.2. This is the green zone, not a chill zone. Leave now. So basically, when we did our event yesterday, we had some, insubordinate ones, just being obnoxious. You didn't follow a command. We told you to leave nicely. You will throw this in chat to give them a warning that if they do not leave, they will be charged and violated with a 1.7 and a 3.2. Okay. And if they still don't leave, that's when you would you would do a countdown, which is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in chat. You would throw taser, 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 and you would tase them to the ground. So this concludes our macro or overview. Now we're gonna go over to the violations overview. 1.1 to 1.12 is criminal. 2.1 to, I believe, 2.6 is civil, and then administrative is 3.1